Wake up. No, seriously, wake the fuck up. Right now. This isn't a gentle nudge. This isn't some soft motivational speech where I hold your hand and tell you everything's gonna be okay. This is a slap across your face. This is me grabbing you by the collar and shaking you until you open your eyes and see what you've become. Because what you've become, it's pathetic. And before you get offended, before you close this and run back to your comfortable little bubble, ask yourself if I'm wrong. Look at your life right now. Look at what you've allowed yourself to become. Still think I'm being too harsh? You're soft. There's no nice way to say it. You're weak. You're comfortable. You're living a mediocre existence and pretending it's fine. You wake up every day and go through the motions like a zombie. You've got dreams collecting dust in the back of your mind while you scroll through social media watching other people live. You've got potential rotting inside you because you're too scared, too lazy, too comfortable to do anything about it. And the worst part? You know it. Deep down, you know you're capable of more. You know you're wasting your life. You know you're being soft, and you're doing it anyway. How does that feel? Does it piss you off? Good, because you should be pissed. You should be angry at yourself for settling. You should be furious that you've wasted so much time being weak when you could have been building something real. You should be enraged that you've let fear and comfort turn you into a shadow of what you could be. And if you're not angry yet, then you're even softer than I thought. Because a person with any fire left in them would hear this and feel something. They'd feel that spark that says I'm better than this. They'd feel that rage that says I'm done being weak. But are you? Are you really done? Or are you going to listen to this, nod your head, feel pumped up for about 30 seconds, and then go right back to your soft little life? Because that's what you do, isn't it? You consume motivation like it's entertainment. You watch the videos, you read the quotes, you tell yourself you're going to change, and then you don't do shit. You go right back to hitting snooze, right back to making excuses, right back to being the same weak person you were before. And you wonder why nothing changes. You wonder why your life stays the same. It's because you're not serious. You're playing games. You're dabbling. You're pretending to want change while doing everything possible to avoid it. Let me tell you something that nobody wants to hear. Your life is exactly what you deserve right now. Not because of your circumstances. Not because of your past. Not because life is unfair. Your life is what you deserve because of the choices you make every single day. You deserve to be out of shape because you choose not to work out. You deserve to be broke because you choose not to do the work that creates wealth. You deserve to feel stuck because you choose comfort over growth. You deserve to be unhappy because you choose to avoid the hard things that would make you better. Stop blaming everything else. Stop pointing fingers at your situation, your upbringing, your bad luck. You are where you are because of you. And until you accept that, nothing will ever change. You want to know why you're soft? Because you've never been pushed. You've never had to dig deep and find out what you're made of. You've lived your entire life avoiding discomfort, taking the easy path, choosing what feels good over what's right. You've been coddled. You've been protected. You've been given participation trophies for showing up. And now you're an adult who crumbles at the first sign of resistance. You can't handle criticism. You can't push through pain. You can't do hard things because you've never had to. And you've convinced yourself that's okay. You've convinced yourself that life should be easy, that you should feel good all the time. That struggle is something to avoid, and that mindset, that soft, weak, pathetic mindset, that's exactly what's destroying you. Life is not supposed to be comfortable. You are not supposed to feel good all the time. You are not designed to sit on a couch and be content. You are built for challenge. You are made for struggle. You are wired to overcome adversity. And when you remove all of that, when you build a life around avoiding discomfort, you don't become happy. You become empty. You become hollow. You become a shell of a human being going through the motions without any real purpose or passion. And that's where you are right now, empty, hollow, going through the motions, pretending you're fine when you know you're dying inside. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to make a choice right now, not later, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, right fucking now. You're either going to decide that this is who you are and accept being soft for the rest of your life, or you're going to decide that you're done with this weak shit and you're going to do something about it. And I don't care which one you choose. I really don't, because your life is your life. But you need to choose. You need to stop living in this gray area where you pretend you want to be better while doing nothing to actually become better. You need to stop lying to yourself. Pick a lane. Be soft or be strong. But whatever you choose, own it. Stop pretending you're going to change if you're not willing to do what it takes to change. And if you choose to kill that soft shit, if you choose to become someone worth being, then understand what you're signing up for. This isn't going to be fun. This isn't going to feel good. This is going to hurt. You're going to have to do things you don't want to do. You're going to have to wake up when you want to sleep. You're going to have to work when you want to rest. You're going to have to push when every fiber of your being wants to quit. You're going to have to face the things you've been avoiding. You're going to have to look at yourself honestly and admit where you've been weak. And then you're going to have to do the work to fix it. Day after day, week after week, month after month. No breaks, no days off, no excuses. Just work, just effort, just relentless forward movement toward becoming someone better. Are you ready for that? Because I don't think you are. I think you want the results without the work. I think you want to be strong without doing what it takes to become strong. I think you want people to respect you without becoming someone worthy of respect. I think you want the life of a champion while living like a loser. And that's not how this works. You don't get the reward without earning it. You don't get the body without the training. You don't get the success without the struggle. You don't get to be great while being soft. It's one or the other. And right now, you're choosing soft. Right now, you're choosing weak. Right now, you're choosing to stay exactly where you are. And that's pathetic. Look at yourself in the mirror. Really look. Not a quick glance. Not a passing look while you're brushing your teeth. I mean, stand there and look at yourself. Look into your own eyes and ask yourself who you are. Are you a person who keeps their word? Are you someone who does what they say they're going to do? Are you someone who finishes what they start? Or are you a quitter? Are you someone who talks big but delivers nothing? Are you someone who makes promises to yourself that you never keep? Because your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship you have. And right now, if you're being honest, you don't trust yourself. You can't trust yourself. Because you've broken every promise you've ever made to yourself. You've let yourself down so many times that you don't even believe your own words anymore. Think about it. How many times have you said you were going to start working out? How many times have you said you were going to start that business? How many times have you said you were going to change your life? And how many times have you actually followed through? If you're like most people, the answer is 0. You've never followed through. You've never done what you said you were going to do. You've never kept that promise to yourself. And every time you break that promise, you lose a little bit more self-respect. You lose a little bit more confidence. You lose a little bit more belief in your own ability to change. And eventually, you stop believing in yourself completely. You become someone who doesn't even try anymore because you know you're going to quit anyway. That's where weakness comes from. It doesn't come from your body. It doesn't come from your circumstances. It comes from your mind. It comes from years of breaking promises to yourself. It comes from years of choosing comfort over growth. It comes from years of taking the easy way out. And now you're stuck. You're stuck in this pattern of weakness. You're stuck in this cycle of mediocrity. You're stuck being someone you don't even respect. And the only way out is to start keeping your promises to yourself. The only way out is to start doing the things you say you're going to do. The only way out is to become someone who can be trusted, even if that someone is you. But here's the problem. You don't think you can do it. You don't believe you're capable of change. You've failed so many times that you've convinced yourself that failure is just who you are. You've tried and quit so many times that you think quitting is in your nature. You've been weak for so long that you think weakness is permanent. And that belief, that's the real enemy. That's what's keeping you stuck. Not your circumstances, not your past. Your belief that you can't change. Your belief that this is just who you are. Your belief that you're destined to be soft forever. Let me destroy that belief right now. You can change. Any person can change. You are not stuck being who you are today. You are not doomed to repeat the same patterns forever. You are not permanently weak. The only thing that makes change impossible is your refusal to do what it takes to change. That's it. That's the only thing standing between you and the person you want to be. Your unwillingness to do the work. Your unwillingness to push through discomfort. Your unwillingness to keep going when things get hard. Change is possible, but only if you're willing to earn it. And earning it means suffering. Let's be clear about that. There's no easy way. There's no shortcut. There's no hack that's going to make this painless. You're going to have to go through hell to become someone better. You're going to have to do things that hurt. You're going to have to push yourself beyond what you think you're capable of. You're going to have to get uncomfortable and stay uncomfortable until uncomfortable becomes your new normal. That's the price. That's what it costs to kill that soft shit. And most people look at that price and say no thanks. Most people decide that staying weak is easier than becoming strong. Most people choose comfort over transformation. And then they wonder why their life never changes. You know what separates the people who make it from the people who don't? It's not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's not circumstances. It's willingness to suffer. That's it. The people who win are the people who are willing to do what others won't. They're willing to wake up early when everyone else is sleeping. They're willing to work late when everyone else is relaxing. They're willing to push through pain when everyone else is quitting. They're willing to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. They're willing to be uncomfortable for years if that's what it takes to build something real. That's the difference. That's the separator. Not ability. Willingness. So are you willing? Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to suffer now so you don't have to suffer later? Are you willing to be uncomfortable so you can become someone you're proud of? Are you willing to put in years of work with no guarantee of success? Because that's what this requires. There are no guarantees. You can do everything right and still fail. You can work your ass off and still come up short. But you know what? That's better than not trying at all. That's better than living with the regret of never finding out what you could have been. That's better than dying with your potential still inside you. And make no mistake, that's what happens to most people. They die with their music still in them. They die with their dreams unrealized. They die having never become who they were capable of becoming. They die soft. They die weak. They die full of regret. And it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to be another statistic. You don't have to be another person who wasted their life being comfortable. You can be different. You can be the exception, but only if you choose to be. Only if you decide that your potential is worth fighting for. Only if you commit to killing that soft shit once and for all. Let me tell you what that commitment looks like. It looks like getting up when the alarm goes off, not hitting snooze, not negotiating with yourself. Just getting up. It looks like doing the workout even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it, even when every part of you wants to skip it. It looks like making the sales calls, having the difficult conversations, doing the work that scares you. It looks like saying no to the things that feel good but don't serve your goals. It looks like saying yes to the things that hurt but move you forward. It looks like being disciplined when everyone around you is being lazy. It looks like being focused when everyone around you is distracted. It looks like being committed when everyone around you is dabbling. It looks like training in the rain, working when you're sick, studying when you're exhausted, pushing when you're broken, getting up when you're knocked down. It looks like failing and trying again, falling and getting back up, being told no and asking again. It looks like persistence, consistency, relentlessness. It looks like refusing to quit no matter what, refusing to give up no matter how hard things get, refusing to be soft no matter how much easier it would be. That's what commitment looks like. That's what killing the soft shit requires. And if you're not willing to do all of that, then you're not serious. You're just talking. You're just wasting time. You're just pretending. And you know what? Pretending is exhausting. Living a lie is exhausting. Being someone you're not is exhausting. You're tired right now not because you're working too hard. You're tired because you're not working hard enough. You're tired because you're living below your potential. You're tired because you're not being who you're meant to be. You're tired because you're carrying around all this unused potential, all these broken promises, all this wasted time. And that weight, that's heavier than any workout. That's more draining than any amount of work. That's what's really killing you, not the effort, the lack of effort, not the struggle, the avoidance of struggle, not the pain, the fear of pain. You're scared. Let's just say it. You're terrified. You're afraid that if you try, you'll fail. You're afraid that if you put yourself out there, you'll get rejected. You're afraid that if you give it everything you've got, it still won't be enough. And that fear is keeping you stuck. That fear is making you soft. That fear is the reason you're not living the life you want, because you'd rather not try than try and fail. You'd rather stay safe than risk being disappointed. You'd rather live small than risk being hurt. And I get it. Fear is real. Fear is powerful. Fear can paralyze you. But you know what's more powerful than fear? Action, movement, doing it anyway. Because here's the secret that nobody tells you. Everyone is scared. Everyone has fear. Everyone doubts themselves. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't isn't that successful people don't have fear. It's that they do it anyway. They feel the fear and they move forward. They feel the doubt and they take action. They feel the resistance and they push through. They don't wait until they're not scared. They don't wait until they're confident. They don't wait until they feel ready. They just do it. Scared, unsure, unprepared. They do it anyway. And that's what makes them successful. Not the absence of fear. The willingness to act in spite of fear. You need to understand something fundamental about how change works. You don't think your way into a new way of acting. You act your way into a new way of thinking. You don't wait until you feel confident to take action. You take action and then you become confident. You don't wait until you feel motivated to start. You start and then you become motivated. You don't wait until you're not scared to do the thing. You do the thing and then you become less scared. Action comes first, always. The feelings follow. But most people have it backwards. They're waiting for the right feeling before they take action. And they're going to wait forever because that feeling never comes. You have to move first. You have to do it first. And then everything else follows. So stop waiting. Stop preparing. Stop getting ready to get ready. Just start. Do something. Do anything. Take one action right now that moves you toward the person you want to be. I don't care how small it is. I don't care if it seems insignificant. Just do something. Because that one action leads to another. That one step leads to the next. That one decision creates momentum. And momentum is everything. Momentum is what carries you through the hard times. Momentum is what keeps you going when motivation fades. Momentum is what turns a decision into a lifestyle. But you can't build momentum by thinking about it. You can't build momentum by planning. You can only build momentum by doing, by moving, by taking action. Now, and when you take that action, when you do that first hard thing, you're going to feel resistance. Your mind is going to fight you. Your body is going to fight you. Everything in you is going to want to quit, and that's normal. That's expected. That's your old self trying to pull you back to comfort. That's your soft side trying to convince you that this is too hard. That's your weakness trying to survive. Because make no mistake, when you decide to kill that soft shit, you're declaring war on a part of yourself. You're attacking the version of you that wants to stay comfortable. And that version isn't going to go down without a fight. It's going to give you every reason to quit, every excuse to stop, every justification for giving up. And you need to be ready for that battle. This is where most people fail. They take action once, feel resistance, and then quit. They try for a day, and then give up. They make one attempt, and then decide it's too hard. They're not prepared for the war that's coming. They think change is going to be easy. They think one decision is going to magically transform their life. And when they realize that's not how it works, when they realize that change requires daily battle, constant effort, and unending discipline, they tap out. They go back to being soft. They return to comfort, and they tell themselves a story about how they tried and it just wasn't for them. But they didn't try. They dabbled. They tested the waters. They dipped their toe in. They never fully committed. They never went all in. They never gave it everything they had. Going all in means burning the boats. It means cutting off your retreat. It means making it impossible to go back to your old life. It means telling people about your goals so you have accountability. It means throwing out the junk food so you can't cheat on your diet. It means canceling subscriptions that waste your time. It means ending relationships that hold you back. It means making changes that force you to become someone different. Because if you leave yourself an escape route, you'll take it. If you give yourself an option to quit, you'll quit. If you make it easy to go back, you'll go back. You have to make the new path the only path. You have to make success the only option. You have to commit so fully that there's no turning back. That's what separates the people who talk about change from the people who actually change. The people who actually transform their lives don't leave themselves a choice. They don't give themselves an out. They don't create backup plans. They commit fully. They go all in. They decide that they're going to do this thing or die trying. And that level of commitment, that's what makes the impossible possible. That's what turns dreams into reality. That's what transforms a weak person into a strong person. Not wishful thinking, not positive affirmations, not vision boards. Total commitment, complete dedication, absolute refusal to quit no matter what. And let me be clear about what that looks like in practice. It means there are no cheat days, no days off, no breaks, no rewards for doing what you're supposed to do. You don't get a cookie for showing up. You don't get praised for doing the bare minimum. You don't get to celebrate mediocrity. You do the work because the work needs to be done. You show up because that's what you committed to. You push through because that's who you decided to become. And you do it every single day. Not when you feel like it. Not when it's convenient. Every day, rain or shine, sick or healthy, motivated or not, you do it. That's the standard. That's the expectation. That's what it takes to kill that soft shit. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that sounds extreme. You're thinking that sounds obsessive. You're thinking that sounds like too much. And you're right. It is extreme. It is obsessive. It is too much for most people. But you're not trying to be most people. Most people are soft. Most people are weak. Most people never accomplish anything meaningful. Most people die with regrets. You don't want to be most people. You want to be exceptional. You want to be great. You want to be someone who actually did something with their life. And that requires an extreme approach. That requires obsession. That requires doing more than everyone else is willing to do. You can't be great with a balanced approach. You can't be exceptional with a moderate effort. You can't be elite with an average work ethic. Greatness requires imbalance. It requires sacrifice. It requires giving up things that other people aren't willing to give up. It requires saying no to parties so you can say yes to your goals. It requires missing social events so you can put in extra work. It requires being alone so you can focus. It requires being misunderstood so you can stay committed. It requires being called crazy so you can be great. And if you're not willing to do all of that, then you're not willing to be great. And that's fine. But stop pretending you want it. Stop saying you're going to do it. Stop lying to yourself and everyone else. Just admit that you want to be comfortable more than you want to be great. At least that's honest. But if you do want it, if you really want to kill that soft shit and become someone extraordinary, then you need to accept what that means. It means you're going to be lonely sometimes, because most people aren't on this path. Most people are going to think you're crazy for working this hard. Most people are going to try to pull you back to their level. And you're going to have to let some relationships die. You're going to have to distance yourself from people who don't support your growth. You're going to have to spend time alone instead of being social. Because you can't be around people who are okay with being average when you're trying to be exceptional. Their mindset will infect you. Their mediocrity will drag you down. Their comfort will make you soft. You need to protect your mind. You need to guard your energy. You need to be selective about who you spend time with. This doesn't mean you're better than other people. It just means you're on a different path. You're playing a different game. You have different standards, and that's okay. Let people live their lives. Don't judge them for their choices, but don't let their choices influence yours. Don't let their comfort become your comfort. Don't let their excuses become your excuses. Don't let their mediocrity become your mediocrity. Stay in your lane. Stay focused on your goals. Stay committed to becoming who you're meant to be. And let everyone else do what they're going to do. Their opinion of you doesn't matter. Their judgment of you doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is whether you're living up to your own standards, whether you're keeping your promises to yourself, whether you're becoming the person you decided to become. And speaking of standards, let's talk about yours. Because if you're being honest, your standards are probably too low. You're probably accepting things from yourself that you would never accept from anyone else. You're probably giving yourself passes that you would never give to others. You're probably being way too easy on yourself. And that's the problem. You can't have high expectations for your life while having low expectations for yourself. You can't want great results while accepting mediocre effort. You can't dream big while acting small. Your standards determine your results. And if your results aren't what you want, it's because your standards aren't high enough. So raise them. Raise your standards so high that your current self can't reach them. Raise them so high that you have to become someone different to meet them. Raise them so high that comfortable is no longer an option. Raise them so high that you have no choice but to grow. Because growth only happens when you're reaching for something beyond your current capability. Growth only happens when you're stretching yourself. Growth only happens when you're uncomfortable. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. If you're not challenged, you're not improving. If you're not struggling, you're not getting better. And if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. There is no standing still. You're either moving forward or you're moving backward. You're either growing or you're dying. You're either killing that soft shit or you're feeding it. What are you feeding? What are you nurturing? What are you giving your energy to? Because whatever you feed grows. If you feed your weakness, it grows. If you feed your excuses, they grow. If you feed your comfort, it grows. But if you feed your strength, it grows. If you feed your discipline, it grows. If you feed your commitment, it grows. You get to choose every single day, every single moment, You get to choose what you're going to feed, and that choice determines who you become. That choice determines what your life looks like. That choice determines whether you're soft or strong. So choose wisely, choose deliberately, choose knowing that this choice matters more than any other choice you'll make today. Choose to feed the version of yourself that you want to become. Choose to starve the version of yourself that you're trying to leave behind. Choose to do the hard thing. Choose to push through discomfort. Choose to keep your promise to yourself. Choose to be strong. Choose to kill that soft shit. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you feel ready. Right now. This moment. This second. Make the choice. Take the action. Start the transformation. Because your life is waiting. Your potential is waiting. The person you're meant to be is waiting. And they're all waiting for you to stop being soft and start being who you were always capable of being. So what are you waiting for? The perfect time? There is no perfect time. The right moment? This is the right moment. Permission? You don't need permission. You just need to decide. And then you need to do. So decide. And then do. And then keep doing. Every day. For the rest of your life. That's how you kill that soft shit. That's how you become someone worth being. That's how you build a life worth living.